got this. Now, Pierre, you win some and you lose some, and you lose more than you win. So go take a walk, have a smoke, and think about your life, but not in here.
What is up, y'all? What is up? It is your girl, EJ, the TV Junkie. And y'all, the day is finally here. The Family Business New Orleans has dropped. And we got to talk about episodes 1 and 2. Now, first and foremost, drop down in the comments, guys, right now. And let me know what y'all thought about the episode. If you have seen it already, let me know what you think about the theme song. Because I feel like it was a little bit of a bop. Now, it's not, we got a mansion in Dubai, but I mean, it was still a little bit of a bop. So go ahead and drop down and let me know how you're feeling about it. So first and foremost, when the episode starts out, we're going to see that somebody is getting it on. And it seems like Marquis is in there doing something that he should not be doing, because when Big Shirley shows up, she's going to go into that room. And when she finds out that it's Antoinette, y'all, she is going to be like, look, you up in here screwing this girl, and she's married. And now they don't really tell us who the husband is exactly, but y'all, when y'all find out who the husband is, it's gonna be ridiculous, because Marquis likes to play with fire, clearly. But anyway, there's a bigger problem at hand, because what she came there for was the fact that there has been a body that has been found at the Midnight Blues, which is the casino that they own. Now, the body that showed up is the body of the brother of one of the most ruthless gangsters in New Orleans, Jean Paul LeBlanc, right? Now, the problem with this is that even though it appears that he may have unalived himself, quote unquote, because we know that that's not going to be the case, but it appears this way, the brother is not going to believe that. I mean, and we're going to meet him shortly afterwards, and he don't give a darn about unaliving people. So they make the decision that they need to get rid of the body, right? The only thing that they know is that he was gambling, he lost, he went outside, they heard a gunshot, and boom, bam, gone, right? The gun was left there, and that's it. So they're going to get rid of the body. Meanwhile, over here on the other side, we got Jean and Saint, you know, his Saint is his right hand. They're over here basically taking over somebody's club. He wanted the club Lanou, and Red wouldn't sign it over or give him a percentage. So he decided that he was going to take it, and he did it by force. And turns out his niece, who was working for Red, was actually on his side all along. She ends up unaliving Red's son, and he doesn't have a choice but to sign his club over. So basically what Jean does is he takes businesses that are already established, and then he puts his stamp on it. And they're already built up. So it's like the perfect business to go into. He either makes that person give them the club, or he signs some kind of weird deal with them. He get it by any means necessary. This is something that his father did, and something that his father's father did. And this is how they run their business. So that's kind of where we meet these guys at. And they did unalive Red, because Red was like, dang, y'all done took my son out. He gonna try to bring a knife to a gunfight, y'all, and got. So, you know, there's that. Anyway, so meanwhile, we got Marquis over here who has moved the body, and he took it out to the swamp, and he has to talk to the sheriff. Now we're going to meet Sheriff Clay. Sheriff Clay is dirty, of course, and she pretty much works for the mayor, who works for Big Shirley, in a sense, because Big Shirley is giving a kickback to the mayor in order for favors and stuff. Now, this right here particular favor is not one that they typically would have done, but it is what it is. So she asked for $50,000 so that they can go ahead and get rid of the body, and they're gonna basically throw it out in the swamp, and the gators are gonna get it, and then that's what they're gonna tell Jean. Now, when she goes over there to actually give the news to Jean about his brother being unalive, she has got to be the most rude and disrespectful person ever. How you gonna sit there and eat them people beignets like that? How you gonna sit there and eat them people's food and give this news like this, like it's nothing, but yet you sitting up there eating like you ain't ate before? Just extra for no reason. I knew right then I wasn't gonna like her at all, point blank and period. So she tells him this, but of course he's not really feeling it. He's not really believing it. He's going to tell Saint to go ahead and, you know, make the arrangements and stuff. We're going to meet his wife, Marie LeBlanc, as well. She's going to try to comfort him and console him. And Sheriff Clay gonna say, I think she told Marquis that he didn't even shed a tear. He shed a whole thug tear. Stop playing with it, okay? He had a whole thug tear coming down. Don't play. So anyway, y'all, Meanwhile, while all of this is going on, of course, we are going to meet another love interest. We're going to meet Floyd's love interest, actually. She's being played by Erica Hubbard. Her name is Ernestine. She is like this priestess, this voodoo priestess, I guess you'll call her, is how they describe it. But she definitely believes that something is happening and that something is wrong. And she wants to protect her man, and so she makes him this chicken foot and tells him that, he has to wear it. And, they have to activate the power. It was a lot going on, y'all. It was just a lot. So anyway, so he's wearing the chicken foot around him because Floyd is sprung. Like whatever she putting on him, she is putting it on him. And he is sprung. He don't care about wearing no chicken foot around his neck. He gonna do what he have to do. So there was that. So anyway, we are gonna see that Marie and her daughter Simone are going to be at the spa, right? And Big Shirley is also going to be at the spa as well. And they're going to overhear Marie and Simone talking. And Marie is saying that, hey, Jean doesn't believe this. And he's put out $100,000 reward for anybody who has information. And she was like, if it turns out other than what it should be, you're really going to get to see like who your father really is. So they overhear this, so they know that this is not over and that it's about to get worse before it ever gets better. Now, I do want to mention that there was a moment when we did actually see old Mayor Sims. He's the mayor of New Orleans now. Y'all know he get around. He done been on all of the shows. He definitely he's been the congressman. He's been the mayor somewhere else. I think he was over at the Black Hamptons at some point. I can't remember what he was playing over there. Mayor, congressman, somebody, but he always in somebody's pocket. That man gets around and he gets his coins, okay? But anyway, he did shake her down for like $100K a month, but he does have to continue to do favors for her. So, it just is what it is. I just wanted to mention that we did get to see Mayor Sims in this particular episode. So anywho, after all of that goes down, Big Shirley is like, look, she's telling Marquis that he has to get out of town, that he needs to go to Houston because she wants to keep him safe. Now, they go back and forth about this. Floyd doesn't think that it's a good idea. He believes that she's babying him. And the truth of the matter is that you just had him go dump a whole body. You just had him pay off a whole sheriff, but now you want him to leave, But she feels like her and Floyd can handle the situation and that he just needs to go. So he does end up leaving reluctantly, but just like any Duncan, he goes to New York instead because he hard-headed. Instead of going to Houston like she told him, he goes to see his Duncan family in New York. And this is where we get Vegas, Nevada, Curtis, and Lauren. We're going to see all of these guys. Of course, we're going to see C-Notes, and DJ. But yeah, we're going to see all the security, and he's going to tell Vegas, like, we need your help. Now, of course, Vegas is like, look, we in the middle of something right now. Pops and Mom are upstate, and we got this whole situation with Junior. He going through it, and it's just a lot going on, and I need Orlando here with me. And then Curtis is like, well, shoot, I can go. And then he was like, you read my mind. And so Curtis ends up going, and then, of course, Vegas calls Lauren and sends her as well. So now we have these guys going back with him, right? So that they can kind of have a little bit of muscle, show a little bit of front, because they got bodies too. And then he tells him like, but that, if stuff get too much, we just a phone call away. So, just let us know. So we really didn't get to see anybody else in this particular scene, but it was great seeing all of these crossover characters. Cause y'all know I love my New York family, my New York family business Duncans. So anyway, there's that. So what else did we have going on? Oh, I forgot to tell y'all about how they had paid off everybody, because that is about to be a really important thing. So there were 3 people that actually saw the whole situation go down. And they were actually Floyd's friends, to be honest, like his people that he were cool with. And they paid them in order to keep them silent. But now that that $100,000 is being paid out there, they know that they're not going to keep their mouth shut. So Floyd is going to go test the water when we get over into the next episode. He's going to test the waters and he's going to see what his friends are going to do. And that's exactly what they was going to do, talking about they weren't the ones who did it. He unalived himself. They just going to give the information, but doing so is going to implicate and put the club and his family in jeopardy, because why did y'all move the body? Now y'all done moved the body, the gators, they got it. Like, it's a lot of things that done went down. So why would y'all go do that? Because they needed that $100,000, like, for the love of money. You know, so Floyd has to handle business. And this is where we really get to see that Floyd gets activated. And I'm like, oh, okay, so Floyd is not afraid of pulling the trigger. You can tell that he's real comfortable with it. But he goes and takes out both of those guys. But one of the guys, when he tried to go take out, they weren't there. Turns out they were at the actual funeral. Now we are going to have Jean's brother's funeral. So we're going to see them doing it New Orleans style, of course. And then she's going to see Eric, I believe is his name. He's going to be coming there to see Jean, trying to get the money. And she goes over there real quick and cuts him up. And this is where we get to this hypocritical thing again. For me, it's the hypocrisy, because how can you talk about the New York Duncans, but yet you are out here doing the same thing? See, for Big Shirley, it's okay for her to commit violence when need be, and she does it in the name of protecting her family. But why isn't it the same thing with the other Duncans? I just feel like she's just super hypocritical on that point. That's why I cannot connect with that character. Like, I just can't right now. Maybe later, but not right now. So anyway, she's going to have a conversation with Floyd, which just further solidifies what I mean. But she has a conversation with Floyd, and Floyd said he couldn't find the third one. And she was like, well, I did. And he was like, well, I hope he doesn't end up like that guy from 2 years ago. And I'm like, so once again, when it's convenient for Big Shirley, it's okay to, but you know, it is what it is. So I feel like at some point they're going to have to tell us exactly what it is that Big Shirley really dislikes about LC, because she keeps saying LC in very specific. And she really has this thing out for the family. So we got to see exactly what it is. I mean, I have an idea of what it is, but I feel like it goes deeper than that. And I just want them to really dive into it in this particular series. Now, there is going to be a point when we are going to see Larry and the gang, y'all, with his crazy self. Now, they are going to go rob a drugstore. They robbed the drugstore because he needs to get his medicine. He wants to get his wife back. And his wife said until he is medicated, he cannot come back to her. I'm like, Larry, you broke out of an insane asylum. You ain't never coming back. Like, period. They're going to lock you up and throw away the key. Like, how you figure you finna go out here and be with Nene? It's just not going to happen. But anywho, he feels like if he can get that done, that he can go be with his wife. So they stole the medicine for that. And Dennis is talking about, shoot, I thought we stole this to make some money. No, you stole this so he could pop all these doggone pills and get back right. So he calls Nene up and he's like, you know, he tells her that he's doing better and all of this stuff. And of course, she doesn't want Curtis or anybody to overhear what she's saying. So she's talking on the phone all low and lying about who it is. So I thought that was cute. But I do want to just travel back for a second, because I forgot to mention the fact that when they actually get there, so when it was all said and done, Vegas ended up also sending DJ with them as well. So when they got back, of course, Big Shirley was not happy about him bringing back reinforcements. You know, she wasn't happy about it at all. And she let him know by slapping the crap out of him, because she slapped the mess out of him. But when they got in private, though, not in front of people. But, you know, she was all courteous and everything. But you could tell that it was definitely her putting on a little bit. Like, there was a lot of shade being thrown. But I love the part where Nene was like, my kids are not going to eat at no buffets. Okay, I'm gonna go home and whip them up some food. And then she was like, you are not the only cook Period. I was just like, Lord have mercy. So anyway, y'all, we also got to talk about the fact that when we see Prince and the rest of the Crescent Boys, they're going to be dumping a body. So they're going to be dumping the body and they're going to end up seeing somebody inside of Pierre's car. Now, turns out it's going to be Sebastian. They going to rough him up and all that good stuff. But he is going to end up making a deal with Jean in order to get out of his situation. He's basically going to end up selling him the kilos that he was going to sell to Pierre. You see, Sebastian thought that Pierre was the man. He thought that he was the boss. And so he was coming there to do a business deal with him. But turns out, of course, he wasn't the man and he couldn't make any decisions. He was basically finna do some backdoor deal. I don't know what the heck Pierre was thinking, but, you know, we shall see. But I feel like there's a lot more to that story. So you just got to stay tuned because there is going to be some additional things coming along with that story. I feel like we got half of the story as far as why he was there, but y'all know it's Sebastian, so it's always going to be something extra with him when it's all said and done. Now, we also got to talk about Jean's wife, Marie, because this is also where we're going to see the setup for the fact that his wife is really lonely. Like, she's honestly going to think that he's either sleeping with somebody else or he's doing something else because of the way that he's always brushing her off, because of the way that she's always feeling neglected, and the fact that they haven't been intimate with each other. It's just a lot going on. And even in this moment, he was more excited about going to bust up on Sebastian than he was to just be with his wife and be, you know, with her in that moment, especially while he's grieving and all of that stuff. It was just a lot going on. And so I feel like this is where we're going to see that build up for what will happen eventually in the future. Like, they're showing us little glimpses into her life. We're also going to get a glimpse of Raven. If you do not know who Raven is Harris's boo thing, whatever you want to call her, his side piece, his long-term baby mama that London never knew about until way later in life. Yeah, so she is actually Marie's close friend. We got a glimpse of her. She doesn't say anything. We just kind of get a glimpse of her. But I do feel like, we'll probably start to see her a little bit later in the future. Y'all know Carl Weber love a good crossover. So, of course, we are going to have... we're going to have Raven up in here. But other than that, I think that was some of the main stuff that went down. I don't think there was anything else that was really, really major. Oh, except one other thing. At the very end, we are going to see Skunk. Now, in the very beginning, we also saw Skunk. So you saw a guy who was looked like I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he was dumpster diving or whatever he was doing, but he was definitely lurking when Marquis was putting up that body, when he was putting that body in the truck, right? So he saw that. Now he's going to come to Big Shirley and is like, look, I need to talk to you. I need to make a business deal with you. But Skunk be talking in circles and doing too much and talking in riddles and stuff instead of just saying what he needs to say. And then she was cutting him off and she was like, Floyd will take care of it. But then when Floyd goes to try to take care of it, instead of him just like saying what he needs, he's just like 50,000. Like, what you mean 50,000? Won't you just use your words, Skunk? Like, come on now. So Floyd just kind of dismisses the whole thing and then insults him, and then Skunk gets mad about getting insulted, and it's like, okay, well, you just gave me 100,000 reasons to go over here to Jean. I'm like, dude, you didn't even ask for what you wanted. Like, doing too much already, doing way too much. So that was pretty much the end of episode 2, but those are all of the major things that went down in episodes 1 and 2. I really feel like this was foundational, just really laying the pieces, letting us know and setting up who these characters are and where some of these stories are going, and laying down that main story, because there are going to be a lot of different things that's going to be going down. Now, that is what's up with the Family Business New Orleans Season 1, Episodes 1 and 2. Let me know what y'all thought about these episodes. What do y'all think is going to happen? What were your favorite parts? Are you rocking with the show? What are your first impressions of the show? Go ahead and get all of that started down below. And guys, if you like the video, make sure to go ahead and like, share, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so that you do not miss out on any of my future The Family Business New Orleans talks. And guys, do not forget that tonight we are going to be going live to discuss the family business in full. So make sure that you have your notifications turned on for that. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.